Good morning all, Saturday morning, it's time for the average, where we think it is. So let's draw some lines then. Okay, this guy on the right in red, I think he's looking more or less horizontal. Obviously everybody looks at it a different way, but I think he's looking sort of in this direction there. Oops, I've gone too low there. Let's chuck that cross out a second and do it again properly with a steady hand. Bit early yet, and that's why. Still a bit shaky, only had one coffee. So there, and was his other eyeball. There, let's draw some lines from this fella at the front, who's looking very much above himself. Okay, well, we have got a stray one. We've got 7 crosses. Not many crosses this week, but there's a lot of holidays going on. A lot of you are still on holidays or coming back from holidays. So the numbers have been down for a few weeks through the summer season. I'm sure we'll get back to normal soon. Still quite, even with that stray one over on the left, we still got quite a narrow band from this guy on the right. So it seems to be the general way of thinking that he's looking relatively horizontal there. Obviously there's always one that we have a problem with, and in this case it's this guy on the left here that see, even though that one's a bit wayward from the others, not there's anything wrong with it, it's just a stray from the others because we've got a little bit of a cluster there. If you go through the top one in the cluster, that one's still in line with it. And if you look from this guy on the left up, it's only just slightly to the left of the one in the cluster. So it's only really an extension of the cluster. I mean, you can put all these coordinates in yourself. They're in the comment section if you want to put them in yourself and do your own average, by all means. But I'm going to leave it in because I don't think that one is going to make an awful lot of difference. And what's more important, and we say this quite often, it's not particularly the average, it's what other people are thinking. Hopefully what we think is a reflection of what the judges will think, although it doesn't always work like that, does it? Yeah, so I think there's 4 mainly crosses there across that sort of horizontal line. I was the middle one. My first one is, actually it wasn't the one I thought, it's there. I thought I was the middle one of those bottom 3. I'm not. I'm the one on the right of those bottom 3. But yeah, there's 3 or 4 sort of near that bottom line. So the majority seem to think it's quite horizontal there, coming from him. This is the issue. But even then, I mean, it's still quite a small cluster. Right, let's knock up the average. Let's see what the average is for those. And it is, as it stands with all those in there, 1228 1305. So I'm going to draw some. I'll get rid of those. I'll put some white lines in through the average, just so we can see where it is. All right. So the centre of those 2 white lines, then that's roughly where the average is there. I mean, I guess that's not a bad average there. I don't think it would have changed that much if we took that top left one out. It would have only dropped it down sort of slightly because it's only one pulling it away from the cluster. Don't go too much by the average. Always better, always makes more sense to look at what everybody else has gone and what people are thinking. But yes, that's where we are this week, around the sort of top of the seat, sort of just below the top of the seat in the background. So good luck for that this week, guys. I hope Christian comes knocking. Let's have a quick look at Revcomps. What have I got for Monday's draw? Just this Aston Martin, because it's an 80 grand and it's 20,000 tickets, so I only got 1 ticket on this. I didn't bother with anything else. Let's have a look at the what did they add for next Thursday's draw. I'd like to have done more on this Ferrari. I mean, there's a cash alternative of 195,000, but it's more or less 40,000 tickets. It's really high odds there, so I thought, well, I'll have one just to be in it. Didn't bother with this Cobra. What would I do with it? Besides that, it was 22.5 quid a ticket. Audi Q7, this is the diesel one, the 50 TDI, 20,000 tickets on that. Cheap tickets, £3.57, but they've gone for cheaper tickets and higher odds. I do like a Golf R. I haven't bought a ticket on that because I decided to spend more on this Cupra Formento. I really got taken with this. I like the look of this. So instead of spreading it out onto the Golf R, I actually went for 3 tickets on this Cupra because I really like the look of it. I think it's one of the prettiest cars. A lot of these SUVs look the same these days, but there's I mean, I like the Volkswagen Group ones. I particularly like the Skodas, and these Cupras I think are something else since they actually split from Seat and become their own brand back a few years ago. But yeah, I really like that. Look at those seats. Looks a really smart car, and it's not a high performance car, this one. It's the 1.5 turbo petrol. I know the 60 is about 8.5 seconds, something like that. So, you know, it's nippy enough, and it looks fantastic. So yeah, I've gone for some extra tickets on that one instead of spreading it out. And then the auto draws, which catch me out every time. These are the ones I always spend money on. I haven't bothered with this BMW because it was 55,000 tickets. I have got one on this Tiguan that ends today. I think I got one on this as well because it's 50 grand cash alternative. I went for a few on this BMW 116D simply because it's a 1.5 diesel and they quote in something like 72 to the gallon. I thought, yeah, perfect run about that. So far, I haven't bothered with anything else. I may or may not do one on this Jag because it's got a cash alternative. I do like the Range Rover Evoques, but I haven't bothered yet. And they've got a Fiesta ST200. Don't think I'll bother with that one either. So if anything extra I might do, it might be the Range Rover Evoque, even though it's the older model one. When you look at the inside, it's got the older dash. I think it changed in 2019 to the newer dash with more screens. But so there we are, guys. That's all we can do this weekend. It's the 31st, so it'll have to be Tuesday now before we look at the electric car giveaway on Auto Trader. Because there'll be a new one online tomorrow, and I don't know yet if there'll be electric bike giveaway as well. We'll have to wait and see on Tuesday's video. So enjoy your weekend, guys, and good luck for Tuesday.